morning, Saints. Welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Welcome to Saints TV Weekly for July 29th off the back of a massive win. But before we get into that, let's thank our sponsor, as you know, Inglewood Coffee Roasters. Make sure you check out their website, www.inglewoodcoffeeroasters.com.au. Use the discount code and you get 40% off coffee, tea and chai products. So check them out when you can. Straight into it. Amazing win. What a good day at the football that was on Saturday afternoon. We dismantled the Essendon Football Club, who had everything to play for. And it was a beautiful sight. I went with an Essendon mate, as well as a Saints mate, and my Essendon mate generally gets the chocolates. I've been to the footy 4 or 5 times in my life with him, and I don't think we've beaten them once. And this made up for a lot of those losses. I'll tell you, we were very good. We were very slick. We kicked goals. It was exciting. And we put them to the sword. And that's the best part, is that we were just so well on top. But it was also on the scoreboard, which is not generally our forte. So it was a nice change of pace there. And the last couple of weeks, even the last 4 or 5 weeks, outside of the Adelaide loss, we've actually been very good. And we've got another challenge coming up in Brisbane, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Injury list from the game, really nothing. Ross Lyon kind of alluded to, I think Josh Battle might have been a bit sore before the game, but he was up for it. So there's no problem there. Obviously, Caminiti returned from his ankle and was excellent, along with Cooper Sharman, by the way. Those two were just incredible to watch. Mattaes Phillipou, he's the big one. Ross said that he's a big chance to come in against Brisbane, so that's really exciting. He's had the last couple of weeks off with his hip injury. Obviously didn't play VFL, so he's ready to go. And I think against Brisbane, he's going to thrive at, going up against such a good midfield like them. Windy, couple of weeks away. Seb Ross, obviously pretty much done for the season. Same with Brad Crouch. Max Hall, TBC. Jack Hayes, TBC, obviously. Liam Henry, King, and James Van Ness, all seasons. So really, we're looking at maybe Windy and Phillipou in the last month to come back in. The rest looking very, very unlikely. In terms of VFL, as I mentioned, they took on Essendon, and unfortunately they went down by 5 points. They were leading for pretty much the entire day. And then kind of just coughed it up late. Key stats. Hugo Garcia was the top ranked player along with Tom Campbell. He had 15 tackles and 18 disposals. Of course he's had 15 tackles. This guy's on world record pace for tackles. I don't know. He must be leading the VFL for tackles because every week he's getting 10 plus, and that's just nuts. Tom Campbell, 14 disposals, 24 hitouts, was solid again. Ari got the most disposals, I think, out of any Sandy player. 29 disposals for Ari Shawmaker, which is excellent. And 22 of them were kicks, so you could imagine what his meters gained would have been. Paddy Dow, solid game without being outstanding. 22 disposals, 7 tackles, 5 clearances. Ollie Houghton, 5 clearances from his 22 as well, which is great to see. Angus McLennan had 20, which is a good return to form for him. Max Heath, 19 and a goal, along with 18 hitouts. Potential debut in the next couple of weeks, who knows. 8 clearances along with his 19 disposals. Angus Hasty, 16 disposals and a goal. Ben Patton, 20 disposals. And I think that might be it for the listed players. Matty Ellison, 10 disposals, no goals, no behinds. So... and Isaac Keeler, 8 disposals. Zane Cordy, 7. Quiet day at the office for them, and neither of them hit the scoreboard. So, not a great weekend for Sandy, but obviously there's Mattaes to come in. Who comes out, I don't know. So put that in the comments. I'm very curious to see what you guys think, but I don't think anyone from the VFL is going to be playing against Brisbane on the weekend, based on what I've seen and the fact that our performance was so good on the weekend that minimal changes is definitely the way Ross generally operates after such a good performance. Switching to just general media talk now, and this one just caught my eye a couple of hours ago, posted on the SEN website. Obviously, it's Tom Morris, who was on SEN Breakfast, and he talks about the Saints reportedly quietly shopped Steele around last year in the trade period, and he thinks whether maybe that's something that we'll explore again. It doesn't make any sense to me. He's our captain. He's a very, very good player. He's a very important cog in our midfield. Our midfield's the weakest point in our team, and we're going to get rid of our best midfielder. That makes no sense, Tom Morris. That's just stupid journalism. That's lazy. He goes on to say, they've currently got pick 5. They'll get pick 6 if Josh Battle leaves, given the size of the deal. He's been offered at the Hawks. They want to go into the first round of the draft with at least 2 picks. If they can go in with picks 5 and 6, they will. If they don't get 6, they could split 5. But they want as much first-round talent as they can get. Last year, there was more whispers. A number of clubs, players, managers told me that the Saints were open to a conversation around Steele. If you want Jack Steele, give us your best deal, that sort of stuff. It never happened. I just think it would be a massive call to trade their captain. I wonder whether a club will try to pry him out this year. There's no indication that the Saints want to trade him or that he wants to go, but that doesn't mean clubs won't have a crack. Yeah, but clubs had a crack with Nick Riewoldt and he stayed. Collingwood had a crack with him. It makes no difference. That doesn't mean we want to get rid of him. That doesn't mean that he wants to leave. And after the weekend's performance, why would he? He kicked 3 goals, which was essentially doubling his yearly tally. We won big. We're starting to find form. The youngsters are clicking into gear. He looks like he's enjoying his football. That was the thing I noticed. He didn't look down on his luck, Jack Steele, which you can tell, like his demeanor. He really does wear his emotions, on his sleeve. You can tell whether he's enjoying his football or not, and he was loving it on the weekend. So he looked for, even at the contest, he was moving. He wouldn't get the ball, but he was moving. He wasn't waiting to be very reactionary. He was actually trying to attack, and it was really exciting. And when Jack Steele's trying to attack and be aggressive like that, that's when he's at his absolute best, and he's a very dangerous midfielder. And that's what we got. So this, to me, is just, it's back end of the season, lazy journalism. We need a headline. Let's just put Jack Steele, the captain of St Kilda, in there. After we had a good win, maybe just talk about the win. We don't need to be talking about whether our captain's going to be traded. He's not going anywhere. It's ridiculous comments. So I just wanted to bring that up to the surface, although I probably shouldn't have given it any of my attention, to be honest. Swinging to tipping. No one got a perfect score this week. A couple of people got very close. They got... I don't know what they got wrong, but there were a couple there. Who's leading right now with only 3 or 4 weeks to go? Creature of Routine is still holding on by 1. So we've got, 3 or 4 games to go. Can they hold on? I don't know. That's going to be very, very tight. I've dropped way off the pace. I'm 79th now. I don't know what's going on. I got 6 this week. Not great. Actually, let's just do our tips. Let me do my tips now. Let's go. Bulldogs, Melbourne. Bulldogs by 50. West Coast, Gold Coast. In Perth. I think I'll go Gold Coast, but I would not be surprised if West Coast win. North Melbourne, Richmond. I'm going North. Geelong, Adelaide in Geelong. Geelong, Collingwood, Carlton. For some reason, I feel like Collingwood's going to get up for this one. I don't know why. They probably won't, but we'll see. Port Adelaide, Sydney. Let's go. I'm going to go Port Adelaide in Adelaide. Sydney don't look good. They're dropping off. I'm going to go Port. GWS, Hawthorn. Damn, that's a good game. I think Hawthorn will due a loss. Giants. Essendon, Fremantle. Fremantle in good form. And lucky last, St Kilda, Brisbane. You know what? Stuff it. I'm going Saints. Only 8% of us are going to Saints. I'm going to go Saints. Let's go. Back my boys. Done. They're the tips. Job done. And that leads me, let's just quickly go over the game on Sunday. So if you didn't already know, it's at Marvel. We play at Marvel for the rest of the year. So if you're in Melbourne and you've got no excuses, get to the game. We're playing good football now, so go and back the boys. 4:40, Sunday, Marvel, Brisbane Lions, they're flying. They've won like 8 in a row or 9 in a row or something, and their form's ridiculous. They had another very good win against the Suns. And, they're 12 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw. We're 8 wins and 11 losses. It's weird that it just doesn't feel like we're that far behind, but we've played pretty poorly for the most part of the season. We've won 3 of our last 4. They've won, obviously, their last 8 or 9. We did play them at the Gabba only about 5-6 weeks ago, and we took it up to them in the last quarter, nearly pinched it. It was 106 to 126, so a really exciting game of football. And that was kind of the first time we started to pick up this sort of form and started to attack. So hopefully under the roof we can do that again. So if you're available Sunday, put on your colours, get to the game. Let's get a good crowd. We got nearly 40,000 against Essendon. Let's try and get 20, 25. There's a lot of Fitzroy supporters out there, so they're going to turn up for sure. So make sure you get to the game, Saints. The podcast will be out tonight. Saints TV live at 7 p.m. live. So make sure you tune in, and obviously the preview I'll drop later in the week. So thanks again, Saints. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. The new Saints TV store is out, so check out all the new merch, saintstvstore.com. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care, Saints, and as always, go you mighty Saints. See you guys.